Only 2 days to go! Only 2 days to go! Only 2 days to go until Fire Emblem Fates' European release! Get hyped, nerds! Get hyped, Lily! There's only 2 days to go! So my number 2 favourite Fire Emblem Awakening character is actually an interesting one because I didn't think all that much of this character when they were first introduced because honestly their introduction seemed a little bit phoned in and we didn't really get a lot of their personality from their introductions, so I didn't really engage with the character all that much at first. But the reason I got interested in this character was through reading up about them from various websites and wikis and whatnot. And it was from doing that that I realised, oh my word, this character is actually awesome! Oh my word, I want to get to know more about them, I want to use them more often, oh my gosh, this character might actually be the waifu I've been looking for! A lot of you are probably going to think, wow, this is a predictable result, but I really can't help it, I just love this character so much. My number 2 favourite character is Cordelia. Cordelia is such a wonderful character, such a well-written character once you get into her support conversations with people, because as I said, the way she's introduced isn't the best and it feels a little bit phoned in, and the only real thing we get about her when she's introduced is her, you know, general survivor's guilt, that she's the only member of her unit that survived. But when you start building her supports up with other characters and we get to know more about her, we actually see that there's a very, very deep character here. And honestly, she's a character that I can relate to in a lot of ways, and I'm not just talking about the fact that we both have red hair. No, I'm talking about other personal things. I won't get into too many details, but it's how she talked about how, because she was the youngest member of her squad, she felt like she never really fit in and felt like people were making fun of her and only realised in hindsight that they weren't. And, you know, growing up as a child with Asperger's syndrome, which was only newly diagnosed when I was young, you know, I felt like I never really fit in anywhere, and because of my condition I could never really tell whether people were just joking with me or genuinely making fun of me. That was something that I found very difficult as a child, but now I'm going into some personal things and I don't like doing that on this channel because this channel's meant to be fun and silly. Look at Lily, look at how she's dancing. I'm so sorry, Lily. Oh, I feel horrible for doing that to her. And there's also the pressures she feels like she's under because people comment on how she's a natural genius and how she seems like perfect at everything, when in fact that's just simply not true. There's plenty she isn't good at, but she feels under pressure to always perform at her best because people are saying she's perfect at everything. There's a lot of depth to her character and a lot of struggles that she goes through. And no, not just her pining after Chrom, which is what everybody seems to focus on. All people ever seem to talk about when it pertains to this character is how it even says in her character bio that she's in love with Chrom, but no, she can never have him. And that's all anybody ever seems to focus on. That's all anybody ever talks about with this character. Even after you marry her off to another character, people say, oh, she never gets over Chrom, she's always pining over Chrom. Even when she runs into him in the barracks, she says what she wants is out of reach and that's because it's him. That's not because she's still pining after him, that's just bad programming. That's just programmers being too lazy to change conversation after you've already married her off. Look, wise up people, here's the truth of the matter. Yes, Cordelia is pining after Chrom when she's first introduced and she knows she can't be with him. In fact, you can't even have any support conversations between the two. A lot of people get confused about that, but here's the reason why. Because a lot of her, like, romantic support builds are to show her getting over Chrom. And yes, she does get over him, and I know in the barracks there's still some conversations of her pining over him, but again, it's just mistaken programming there. It's not meant to be anything deeper than that. It's just where they forgot to change the coding. Once she's found her new romantic support, she gets over Chrom and finds, hey, actually I found a much better love in this person. Guess what, kids? Your first love is not always your true love and is not always your purest love, despite what American media might tell you. And that's what I blame for this. Now, I don't want to turn this into a big controversial thing, but I honestly blame the fact that people are in this mindset with her on the fact that when they were young, they had it shoved down their throats, particularly by a lot of American media, that the first love is the true love, the first love is the purest love, you never love more than the first love, which is absolute rubbish. That is absolute crap, let me tell you. Of course you can love more than once. Of course you can get over the first love and find an even better love than the first love. And that is highlighted in Cordelia's character. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that once she's married, she gets over Crom and is perfectly happy with who she ended up with, particularly if you pair her up with Robin. And I'm not just saying that in the sense of, oh, Cordelia is best waifu. Cordelia slash KHF for the win. I actually mean it with Robin as a character within as his personality. There's a lot of conversations, particularly in DLC maps, if the two of them are married, that show that actually she loves him a lot more than she loved Crom. So to all those people who say she doesn't get over Crom even after she's married, grow up. Says the man who's trying to talk seriously and defend a piece of coding in a video game. Oh, what is my life? And yes, she's a great unit in battle as well, albeit it all really comes down to how you like to play, and I don't normally use too many Pegasus Knights, but Cordelia was one of the ones I used the most often, and she is a great character in battle as well. My only real complaint about Cordelia is that, why did she have to have such a bratty daughter? Yes, I know her daughter's meant to be, you know, the Sundara character. She grew up in her mother's shadow and that made her bitter towards her and all that, but that still doesn't mean she's not just a brat. But yeah, Cordelia is just a really, really amazing character. I absolutely adored her as a character. She is absolutely brilliant. And I completely understand why she got the vote to have a special scene in the summer DLC. Not that I looked or anything. Not that it's hot in here. Let's end the video. Whether you absolutely loved her or you absolutely hated her, or if you just want to tell me that I'm a complete and total idiot and she doesn't get over Crom and all that stuff, do be sure to let me know what you thought of Cordelia in the comment section, and do be sure to let me know of any other Fire Emblem Awakening characters that you liked as well. If you like this video, please thumbs up it and share it with your friends. And if you're new here and you want to see more of me talking about Fire Emblem Awakening characters, even though there's only like one more video to come, do hit that subscribe button. Make sure to also follow me on Twitter as well. There will be a link in the description. I recently posted up a visual representation of a joke I made about Maribel in the previous video on there, so do be sure to check it out. I shall see everybody tomorrow for the last one.